When the produce comes to the marketplace, right now, suppose if you go to the market, they say this apple is organic. What is the other apple? Is it inorganic? So, right now this complex thing of trying to check is an impossible thing, believe me. When the produce comes to the marketplace, right now, suppose if you go to the market, they say this apple is organic. What is the other apple? Is it inorganic? Is there such a thing? So, right now this complex thing of trying to check how much fertilizer, how much insecticide or how pesticide is in this apple is an impossible thing, believe me. Because on which day you applied it? When it was flowering, did you apply it? After it became a small fruit, did you apply it? After it became a big fruit, did you apply it? What season did you apply it? Did it rain on that day? Was it sunlight that day? All these things will determine how much of it actually gets into the produce, not exactly the usage. The usage, you're only thinking that it may damage your life, that if you eat the fertilizer or pesticide, it damages your life. This is like you're concerned about the fruit, but you're not concerned about the root. The fundamental principle that there should be organic content in the soil, because that is the food for the microbial life. Without that, we are starving them. If we starve them, they will starve us one day. It's just a question of time. So right now the concern is to keep the soil organisms alive, because only if they stay alive, we will all be alive, because we are just a consequence of that life. Even in terms of evolution, we are just a consequence of that. So when the fruit or the vegetable comes to the marketplace, instead of marking it as organic and whatever else the rest is, if you mark it as this fruit comes from a field which has 3% organic content.
According to Sadhguru, if you want to preserve the soil, it means organic content has to go into it. But our trees have all been cut and millions of animals are being exported from the country. These are not animals. This is our topsoil going to some other country. When this happens, how will you replenish the soil? If there are no leaves or animal waste, you cannot put back anything. This is simple wisdom that every farming family knew. They knew how many animals and trees you must have on a certain amount of land. You cannot keep soil rich with fertilizer and a tractor. You need animals on the land. Right from ancient times, when we grew crops, we only took the crop and the rest of the plant and animal waste always went back into the soil. We seem to have lost that wisdom. We cannot create a new rainforest because that takes millennia of work. But we can definitely create tree cover, and tree cover cannot happen unless we move into tree-based agriculture. And because a large part of the land is held by farmers, unless we make it lucrative for them to grow trees, trees will not happen. We are a problem only because we are in an unconscious, compulsive mode of action. If we were conscious, we would naturally be a solution.
If the organic content in the soil is 3%, what are the extra micronutrients this particular fruit has? What are the health benefits that this will give you? What are the preventive things that will happen to you in terms of ill health? All this science is already there. Both physical and psychological health is very connected to the micronutrients we consume. Right now, we've been through a pandemic. You don't need to consult any great virologist. If you ask any basic doctor, they will tell you, if you're lacking vitamin A, B6, B12, folate, iron, zinc, magnesium, you will be more susceptible to respiratory infections. This is a known thing. And just look at this in the world. Almost in every country, people are deficient of these things simply because it's not there in the soil, it's not there in the food. Now, I'm not trying to say pandemic would not have happened if the soil was good. Definitely it would not have caused this much panic as it did if we were of a stronger constitution. And that stronger constitution is not one day's thing. It doesn't happen by going to the gym. It happens by eating the right kind of food and by being connected with the soil through the food and also otherwise. If that otherwise is not possible, say city-dwelling people, but at least the food should have that. In Tamil language, we refer to the soil as Thai Mannu, that means mother soil. Because there's a deep understanding in the culture that this is the mother, because it is from this we are born. Our biological mother is only representative. The real mother is here. It is the soil that we carry as my body. If you want to do farming, you need rich soil and abundant water. The soil has lost its richness and water is scarce. Farming is a heartbreaking activity. Nobody will want to continue this after some time. So protecting the soil and water for the future generations of this land is the most important thing.
To get free tips on food, health, Ayurveda, lifestyle, and yoga by Sadhguru, please join our WhatsApp and Telegram link below.